Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to share how I managed to get 14 houses on my farm and have more than 4 people playing at once. Currently, I think you can have up to 8 people playing, but I do have enough houses that people can come and go as they please and the game can continue going. And there's a lot of little hints and helpful tips that I will also add to just help make the game easier for everyone, and I think they're very useful. So first I'm gonna start with how I got so many people on the farm. Alright, so the first thing you're gonna need to do is you're going to create a new farm. Doesn't have to be anything special. Alright. So I prefer for the mega farms to do the standard farm just because you have so much more room to work with. So this farm is pretty large and we have a lot to do. There's 2 ways I like to go about this. One, I like to put the houses over here in the corner because the pond is in the way and it kind of makes things awkward, but you can clean that up. And another is I like to put some over all the way to the other side, which can be inconvenient, so we're gonna put them all on the right today. So I cleared out a strip of land and now I'm ready to lay out my houses. Like I said, you don't have to have land cleared for the mod, and I'll even show you in placing houses randomly throughout the farm. But this is just a nice, quick, easy way to make a long-lasting game and everything's all nice and organized, and that's kind of like how I like to play. Also, don't forget to sleep on all your progress because it won't count in the game if you don't sleep on it. Alright, for the editing purpose, we have to leave the game, and we will do that right now, and then we will get into the application. Okay, so the application is called Robo Robin. I will put a link in the description of how to get it. You open up Robo Robin and you open a save file. This is the current one I'm using. Try to remember which file you're using so you don't have to keep going back in to figure it out. This is a very basic version of the farm and it's color coded so you know where everything's at. So I like to place these sliders where I want the first house to locate. So we're gonna click on stone. Now you can move the stone anywhere you like. And you can even put it all the way over here. You can put it on top of the lake, but I wouldn't recommend doing that because then the player can't leave their home. So anyways, I'm going to try to line these up like so. Okay, so that's the first one. Once I figured out how I want to place the first one, I hit new stone cabin. This will start generating another one, and I'll lay it right next to it. Alright, so that one's done. You have to select a new cabin if you want to place another one before you move your sliders. So this one's going to be right here. There we go. So we're going to click new log cabin and then we'll move the slider. Alright, I want a new plank cabin. Alright, another new plank cabin. How about a new stone? Okay, so I have 8 cabins in the map, and I said that you can have up to 8 people playing, but I'd like to have a few extras just so that other people can rotate out. Just because all 8 people are there doesn't mean they're all ready to play, and instead of starting a new farm, I just create more houses so that people can join in and leave as they please. So I'm gonna do that, and like I said, I cleared out the land for these 8, but I'm just gonna show you that you can place houses anywhere you like. So we're gonna click on new stone cabin, and we are going to put this right next to the house. I think be a good spot. There we go. We're gonna select a new stone cabin. And I'm gonna place that right next to that one. I kind of like the new stone cabins better than the other ones. Okay, so I currently have 10 houses, and you want to write the save. Okay, it says it's been saved. Oh, you hit OK. And you exit out the app, and you run your Stardew Valley again. Okay, so now you load up your game again. I will load in single player. In single player, you can see all these houses are made. Word of warning, do not place a house on top of a house. It'll create some issues and it'll create some problems with other people joining and houses going in one and coming out the other and people not being able to get into their homes. There was a thing on the app where you could delete a house in case you did put it on top of another. So anyways, we'll clear this out. There is a piece of wood right there. There we go, that's clear. And there's a tree inside this home. I haven't noticed there are any issues with any of those being inside. As long as they're not in front of the door, you should have no problem. So anyways, we have our 10 houses. There's a few other things I like to do to set up before people get in here. And I use mods for it, and you don't have to. It's just some organization. Is put a sign next to each house and then ask your friends to mark their houses so that you know who is where. If you get a lot of people in the game, you kind of need to know where everyone's living. So I like to do this and say, you know, put sap on one, acorn on the other. It helps organize things. And this is really all that you need to do as far as the application. Now, there are a few apps that I like to play with, and I will show you those. We will go to a live game. There are a few mods that makes multiplayer a lot easier, and I wanted to go over those briefly with you guys. The first mod I am going to go over is the multiplayer info mod. As you can see, I have all these people on the side and they are currently all offline. If you click on them, it will show you everything they have in their inventory and their skill levels. When they are online, they will no longer have the red X above their name. Instead, it'll just be their image. And when they go to sleep, it'll have a clock next to their image. So let's say you have all 8 people on and there's 7 out of 8 in bed and you're like, bedtime, bedtime, and you're screaming the bedtime chant and you don't know who it is. Well, now you will, because the icon will tell you exactly who's not in bed. So you can yell at the individual instead of yell at the group. There are also configure mod settings, and you can switch these on and off, and they're very self-explanatory. The last player alert will tell the last player who's not in bed that everyone else is in bed and they are last, so they better get to bed. I used this mod in my last stream, and I found it to actually be quite helpful, and I'm really falling in love with it. The other mod I have really enjoyed is the multiplayer speech bubbles. So you can type a little message and it will pop up a little speech bubble. When people are around you, you will see the text bubbles, and that's very helpful because the little chat box that they have below really doesn't pop up and I miss messages all the time. So that is 2 mods I like to play around with in multiplayer. I hope they come up with more, and I'm very excited for that. I will post links to all the mods that I used, as well as the link to the application to get the multiple houses in your farm. I really hope this helps everyone so they can play with more people and enjoy themselves better. I will be doing more content, of course, and more live streams. And I will be doing a few open farms so I can have strangers join. Stay tuned for all of that, and thank you guys for watching.